All right, so that is going to be one of our main goals and takeaways today is how can I perform better? And, right, how can I apply this, what I'm going to learn today, to longevity, right? Because we want to be able to do what we're doing here today, what a lot of you guys did this morning, for forever, right? God willing. Okay, so I got a little quote up here. Friends don't let friends' mouth breathe. All right, as we all close our mouths, right? Okay, so that's going to be one of the takeaways from today. Nasal breathing, right? Do I nasal breathe, right? Now we're all nasal breathing, right? Yeah. Okay, we'll talk about why that's important a little bit later, right? We won't get into all the nitty-gritty details right now. But first thing, before I say why we are here, why I felt compelled to come up with the idea for this little course, right? Why I felt like it was important. Let's talk about why you guys are here. Anybody want to share with the group why we're here today? Anybody? Nobody? I'm going to start pointing.
I tend to hold my breath a lot.
Okay, hold your breath. Okay.
When I'm working out.
When you're working out, okay? So Gainer, right, she holds her breath.
I'm sure it's a bad habit.
Okay. Mark.
Degenerated L4, L5.
Okay. So we have some spinal stuff going on. All right, common, right? We got jobs, we pay bills. That's what happens when we sit a long time. Anybody else? Dan? During workouts or just, okay, throw out your back? Back pain? Okay. During workouts. All right, we don't come here to get hurt, all right, so that's unacceptable. Anybody else? All right, cool. Yes? Mouth breather. All right, mouth breather. All right, not anymore. I shamed her into getting out of that. All right, so mouth breathing, right? Huge. Huge. And I guarantee you, you just don't do it while you're working out. All right, it's habitual. That's why we're talking about it. Okay, so why did I feel the need to create this seminar? That's why we're here. Why did I have it last Saturday? Why I will continue to have it as long as I feel the need to do it, and as long as there's an interest for it. Longevity, right? Touched on it earlier today. That's our goal here at CrossFit Palm Beach. We want you guys working out well, right, into past those senior citizen years. We were trying to avoid, right? Yeah, well into that, right? Hell yeah, right? We're trying to avoid getting to that nursing home. We're trying to go in there kicking and screaming, right? And burping too, and squatting, right? Injury prevention, health, right? Health. We don't come here to get hurt, okay? We don't exercise to get hurt. This is the best hour of your day, right? That is not normal. Pain is not normal, okay? We don't want that. Stability, control, right? I want to be able to control what I'm doing. Most of us, we got the flexibility, we got the mobility, we got the technique, we know what we're doing, right? Can I control that under stress? Can I control what I'm doing out there under stress, right? Who has been to Trader Joe's before? You guys been in that parking lot? Pretty stressful, right? Okay, so we're going to talk about that. How can I control my reaction out there when I'm in that parking lot and I got a Mercedes flying by me at like 40 miles an hour, right? Increased performance, stronger. You're going to get stronger without even having to do anything. You guys are already strong. You follow the programming. We go to Beach Fit. We go to CrossFit. We're strong, all right? But a lot of us don't know how to express that, right? So we're missing weight. We're missing potential performance that we could be bringing to the table, right? Maybe because we don't know what we're doing, or maybe because, right, we're hurt. All right, efficiency, right? That goes back to that nasal breathing, right? How can I be more efficient? How can I turn over more oxygen? How can I get the oxygen that's going into my lungs to be more efficient? Okay? So some of the takeaways I want from today are being present, right? That nasal breathing grounds you, right? We're going to get a little namaste there. We're going to channel our inner Kimmy, right? We're grounded. when we're nasal breathing. We're present, we're in the moment. Very, very few things I can control. My breathing is one of them. All right, even though I do it, it's an auto response. I'm doing it around 20,000 times a day. I can still control how I breathe, and I want you guys to recognize that and be able to take it away into those 23 hours of the day that you're not at the gym. Those 6 to 8 hours that I'm sleeping, right? Am I mouth breathing while I'm sleeping? You guys are going to be thinking about that. Okay, so we're going to kick it off with a little test. I'm not going to tell you how to pass. I'm not going to tell you how to fail, right? So we are all going to lie down on the floor. We'll spread out a little bit. And I want you guys to have one hand over the heart, over the chest, and then one hand on the belly. And I just want you guys to breathe as you normally would. I'm not going to tell you what we're looking for here, right? Because that you'll do it. Right? I just want you guys to do what we normally do. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Right? One hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Let's go ahead and think about what's going on. Let's recognize how we feel. What are my shoulders doing? Right? What's my lower back doing? Now I want you guys to figure out what hand is rising first. Is it the hand on my chest or is it the hand on my belly? Continue to breathe as you normally do. We're chilling. Right? We're all friends here. This is your safe space. All right, we're chilling. Okay, now here's what I want you guys to do. Ideally, is I want you to breathe out from your belly, that's your diaphragm, through your nose. Your belly should rise first. If you're doing this right, that hand on your belly will rise first. And then I want you to exhale out from your nose back into your belly. So there are no mouths open here. So that belly should be rising first. That really should be the only thing rising. Very, very minimal rise of that chest. Take those big, big inhales through the nose, from the belly, back into the belly. Notice how your shoulders start to drop a little bit. You start to get a little bit more relaxed. All right, this is parasympathetic breathing, which I'll go into a little bit more detail later. But we are now recovering. All right, so for those of you who just worked out, you can thank me. All right, I'm lowering your cortisol levels right now. All right, we're going into recovery mode. Now, the real test is, can I maintain this while under stress? Which is what we're about to do. I'm going to stress you guys out a little bit and see if we can maintain this. So, on your feet, on your feet, on your feet. Wake up. Wake up. We're switching gears now. All right, so I'm going to take you guys through a real simple warm-up. Not going to take you guys very long. It's going to be about as simple as we can get. After your warm-up, right, we're either going to go for a 200-meter run, right, jog, or a 400-meter bike. Your challenge that I'm going to present you with is, can I maintain this nasal breathing only while I am doing my bike, while I am doing my run? It is going to be difficult, right? Especially if you've never done anything like this before. You're going to feel a little bit stressed out, but you're just going to have to trust me, right? That's why you guys signed up here, because you trust me. So let's go ahead and just get 2 lines along the turf facing each other, right? We'll start from Jess, work our way down to John. 2 lines, 2 lines, 2 lines, lining up and down the turf. All right, we're going to go through some little quick feet. All right, my CrossFitters know what I'm talking about here. We're just going to be sitting in a strong athletic position, just moving our feet up and down real quick. Not yet, don't do anything yet. All right, during this entire warm-up, your job is to keep that mouth closed. Right? Keep that mouth closed. I'm being present, focusing on that nasal breathing. Inhale through the nose, out through the nose. When I say down, right, with the exception of you, right, we are going to drop down into a no hand burpee, right? No push-up burpee. Blah. So you guys are going to need a little bit of room behind you. So spread out, keep going. Yeah. We'll just need room for those feet. Make sure nothing's behind you guys. Okay, so gonna stress you guys out a little bit, but, right, one of my common sayings, we gotta stress to progress, right? So it's gonna look something like this, bam, 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 bam. I'm gonna stay down, we're gonna drop down, pop back up, bam, 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 bam. Notice how, right, those mouths don't open, okay? I'll give you guys a little bit of a moment afterwards, then we're going out for that run, or we're going out for that bike. If you are biking, I got bikes aligning that wall, I got bikes over there as well, okay? 200 meters for the run, that's just one lap around both buildings. You guys will come back inside. I know we're social butterflies in here. No talking to each other, right? Because then those mouths open, right? Focus on your breathing, nasal in, nasal out. All right, this warm-up will not take you guys very long. All right, ready, ready, ready. Okay, here we go. And nice athletic stances. And 3, 2, 1, go. Fast feet, fast feet, fast feet. Nasal, nasal, nose, nose, nose. Down. Nasal, keep those mouths closed. Down. Nasal, down. Like 30 more seconds. Nose, down. That's fine, that's fine. And recover. Okay, if you are running, front door. If you are biking, find your bike, 400 meters. I will give you guys, again, a 3, 2, 1, go. Your job here is to keep that mouth closed. All right, relax, we can talk now. How are we feeling? How was that? Feedback, was it tough? Very tough. Being underwater, good. Yes, that's a very apt description. All right, so what is happening there? I'm actually getting less oxygen, right? But here's what I'm also getting less of. Carbon monoxide, CO2, right? Which, go ahead. Which affects, right, the quality of the oxygen that you are actually taking in. So when I'm out there mouth breathing, yeah, I'm taking in more oxygen, but it's not nearly doing its job to its effectiveness, right? So when I'm doing this, I'm slowing down, I'm getting less oxygen in, but the quality is much higher. I am relaxed still up here, right? The body is chilling, your mind's freaking out a little bit because you're a little uncomfortable, and just like everything else that we do here, you started somewhere, right? This journey started somewhere. You weren't always as strong or as fit or as fast as you are right now. You had to start somewhere, okay? And this is where we're starting right here today. All right, so this is going to lead me into breathing. Parasympathetic versus sympathetic. We can come back around. Relax, you can relax. Let's talk about the differences between the two, all right? Back again to that Trader Joe's parking lot. That is sympathetic breathing all day. Fight or flight, right? Do I need to fight somebody? Do I need to run away? What's going on here? Okay. Parasympathetic is where I ideally should be at all times. Somebody cuts me off in traffic. Breathe, relax, lowers the heart rate, lowers the stress. Parasympathetic breathing takes me into a state of recovery. Lowers your cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone, which gets produced while you're in here, right? If you guys don't know that already, you have to stress in order to get better. You have to create an external stimulus, which is called stress. The reaction from that makes you better, makes you fitter, makes you faster, makes you stronger. But we don't recover and we don't get faster, stronger, fitter, right, unless we can lower those cortisol hormones, right, and start to enter that recovery phase. Parasympathetic breathing does that for you. So if I can imagine 6 to 8 hours of sleep every night, my mouth is open the entire time, I'm not nearly getting that recovery that I could be getting. All right, if I'm mouth breathing the entire time during a workout, I'm not nearly as efficient as I could be, right? Fight or flight. I'm going to go ahead and skip down to that hard to kill, okay? Human beings are really hard to kill. If you guys ever find yourself at Walmart at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and you guys take a look around at the people walking around, you're going to be like, wow, how are they walking and talking, right? Because we are hard to kill, right? We are evolved to be able to do whatever the body wants us to do, whatever we have to do, no matter the costs. So, if my job today in the workout was to do 3 rounds of a 20-minute AMRAP, I'm probably going to get there, right? If I got the capacity to do it, how I get there might not be ideal, might not be efficient, right? Whatever the workout is. I want to squat 400 pounds. I might get it. How I get there might not be ideal, but I'm going to do it, right? Granted, if I had the capacity to do it. Because the body is hard to kill. We are hard to kill. So we are going to do the job that we are asking our body to do, regardless of the consequences, until we can't, right? And that's where injuries happen, okay? When I am sympathetic breathing, I am drawing in oxygen from other parts other than the diaphragm, grabbing it from my shoulders, grabbing it from my lower back, grabbing it from my neck, right? Any of these sound like common injuries to you guys? Lower back, shoulder, neck doesn't feel quite right, right? The body's going to take in that, it's going to get it from somewhere, right? It's got to breathe, okay? It's going to get it from somewhere. Ideally, we're getting it from the diaphragm, okay? Which is going to bring us to our next point, all right, which is a little bit sexier, all right, and that's bracing, okay? So if you guys can picture a water bottle filled up with water, right? Hard to like manipulate, right? I can't really do much with that full water bottle. I can throw it against the wall. Nothing really is going to happen to it. I can kick it around, right? It's still going to maintain that structural integrity. Still looks like a water bottle, right? Still looks like something that I could potentially, right, take the cap off and take a sip of water, right, if you're into that, if you're into water, right? Now, I start to pour a little bit of water outside of that water bottle. Starts to lose a little bit of that structural integrity. I can really start to mess with it, start to manipulate it, right? I can really start to crack that thing around. Think of that water bottle, right, as your diaphragm connected to your spine, right? So if I'm not loading that diaphragm with air to brace and drive out against my belly and protect my spine, right, then my spine is easily manipulated, right? I'm walking around with an empty water bottle, and I'm trying to deadlift and do kettlebell swings and run and pull-ups and jump and squat and do all these other things that we do in here, go to work with that empty water bottle. So I'm going to teach you guys how to fill up that water bottle, ideally how to brace, create tension so we can create power, right, and be safe, right? We're going to call this intra-abdominal pressure is what we're creating there. Intra-abdominal pressure, filling that belly up, right, with oxygen to lock and load that spine, load that core to protect our lower back, right, to prevent us from injuries, right? I can move efficiently, right, and I can, right, stay injury-free, which is why we want to be here. So, we're going to go through another little practical. It's going to be very, very simple, right? It's going to be a dead bug. Anybody here ever done a dead bug, right? It's going to look a little bit different, okay? That's because it's my seminar and I can, right? So this is going to be Coach Nick's dead bug, all right? Fundamentally the same, but this is going to have a little bit more application, a little bit more crossover to different movements that we're going to do in the gym. All right, the dead bug that we do a lot is going to be more of a gymnastics dead bug. This is going to be, we'll call this a performance dead bug. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate what I'm going to be looking for, how I can brace that belly. All this stuff is going to be on the floor. So if I understand theoretically how to brace my belly, how to brace that trunk, how to brace that core while I'm on the floor, should be able to do it while I'm out in space or when I have a load on top of me, say a barbell, a dumbbell, kettlebell, a D-ball, right? All this stuff that we throw around in here. Okay, so here's how this is gonna look. I'm gonna be lying on my back, legs are gonna be straight up, right? I got my ankles in dorsiflexion right there, toes are pointing towards me. Quads are locked out, lower back is driving into the floor, just like the dead bugs that you guys do, right? Arms are gonna be straight out, my chin is going to be tucked. Shoulder blades are going to be pulled back. Now, I'm gonna establish this base position right here. I'm going to take a big breath in through my nose, out from my belly, and I'm gonna think about trapping that air down against my belly, right, and against my lower back. I'm not gonna be able to speak because I'm generating so much tension and because my belly is filled with air. I'm gonna show you guys what that's gonna look like. So, can't talk, right? Had to let a little bit of that go, okay? That's tension. Coach Nick, why are you always shaking so much, right? I get that question all the time. I'm demoing a hollow body. Why are you shaking so much? Because I'm generating tension. Why aren't you shaking so much, right? That should be the question. Where's your tension at, right? Ideally, we're walking around the gym holding a little bit of tension, right? 10, 15, 25%. But I should be braced all the time, right? Because that's going to keep my lower back healthy. I don't need a lot, right? But there should be a little bit there. There's going to be a point where I'm not thinking about it any longer, but I should be able to come around you, give him a little belly tap. Hey, how's that tension doing? You know, if he's like, oh, right, bowled over, no tension, right? But if my hand just bounces off that thing, he's good to go, right? He's good to go. So we're going to start doing that with all the coaches. Watch out. All right, so let's go ahead and lie on our backs. Don't worry about necessarily a perfect position here, right? I'm not looking for a perfect dead bug, but what I am looking for is, can I demonstrate that I can breathe and inhale through my nose and brace out against that belly and keep that lower back driving against the floor? That's what we call a neutral spine, the safest position that we can be in. All right, so let's go ahead and all of us right now at the same time are going to take a big inhale through the nose, and I want you to brace out against your belly. So 1, 2, 3, inhale. Now drive and brace that against the belly. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Guys should be shaking like a leaf. Good, squeeze. Right? Woo! I see some tension. Good. John, tuck that chin for me, baby. There we go. Good. And relax. How'd that feel? Shaking? Did it feel powerful, though? It should feel powerful, like, oh, man, I can do a lot of stuff from this position. Right? If you think about this position, it's universally transferable. Right? Neutral spine, dorsiflexed ankles, flexion in the hips, externally rotated shoulders. Those are all points of performance that I need in every single thing that I do in this gym. If I can maintain all those points of performance in this gym, I will be safe in every single thing that I do in here. Because I got a neutral spine, I got tension in my belly, I'm in a safe position through my joints. All right, let's go ahead and stand up. Right, let's talk about tension to task. Right, so that's going to be the ability to apply an appropriate amount of tension to whatever task is being asked of me. Right, so if I'm warming up, right, it's a 3-rep max back squat day, or if it's beach fit, I got 10 minutes to do, right, a heavy step up, 8 on each leg. Right, I'm warming up. Right, I got a 135-pound barbell, or I got a 20-pound dumbbell during my step-ups. I'm not generating nearly as much tension as I would for that last set, that go time set, that 3-rep max set, that 8-rep max set, right? That's when I'm generating all that power. I'm relatively relaxed during those warm-up sets, right? And that's how you guys should be in the gym as well, generating just enough tension for the task at hand. So if I normally throw around a 100-pound D-ball, right? I'm just getting warmed up, and I got a 50-pound D-ball. I got some tension in that belly because I should always have tension, right? But not nearly as much as I'm going to generate for that 100 pounds. Because that 100-pound tension will require a little bit more stress, right? And during the course of a workout, that stress is going to slow me down a little bit, which is good. One of the other benefits that we're going to have from bracing and from nasal breathing is you guys are going to slow the heck down. Why are we here? For longevity, right? We want to hit PRs. That stuff's cool, right? We want to hit our performance goals. That stuff is cool too. But even cooler than all that is not being freaking hurt, right? Being in this for the long run. That's what's cool, right? Being able to work out with your grandkids and your kids. That's what's cool, all right? Longevity. So that parasympathetic breathing, that bracing keeps you safe and slows you down. And that is okay, because you have to remember why you came here in the first place. So we're going to go through a little bit of practicals now. My CrossFitters are going to be over in the squat racks. My beach fitters are going to be with me, right? My CrossFitters, we're going to be doing a little bit of back squatting. I'm going to teach you guys how to set up properly for a back squat, or a goblet squat, or a front squat, just whatever kind of squat that you guys end up finding yourself doing, right? But there are points of performances that we're going to apply to all of those movements that I see faults in every single time that we do them, okay? So let's all gather around this squat rack, even all my beach fitters too, all right? And we're going to talk about the back squat. Oops, sorry. There we go. All right. Anybody here never seen a back squat before? Never done it? Cool. All right. Gonna learn today. The squat, right, is going to be the cornerstone of performance and longevity, right? How do you get on the toilet if you don't squat? Coach, doctor said I can't squat. How are you supposed to poop? Right? Ask him that. So, when I have an external load on top of me, right, I'm going to go through those same points of performances every single time, no matter the type of squat. Right? I need to get organized before that external resistance is on top of me. External resistance in this case being a barbell. It could be a D-ball, it could be a dumbbell, it could be a kettlebell, it could be a sandbag, it could be a child, it could be a human, it could be anything that's on top of me. I want to be organized before that happens, because once it's on top of me, it's too late. Right? I can do my best, I have the best intentions, I want to get loaded, I want to be ready to rock and roll, but it is too late. All right, so let's talk about the same setup that I'm going to go through every single time I touch that barbell. Every single time I pick up that kettlebell, that D-ball, no matter the case, right? Hands are going to be, right, where I like my hands, which is about right here. I'm externally rotating that bar. Hey, dead bug, right? Back to the dead bug points of performance right there. Right? I'm going to squeeze the shoulder blades together, retract my scapula. Hey, dead bug, I just did that on the floor. The exact same thing. Feet are going to get square. I'm going to squeeze my butt together. Come on down. I'm going to create this shelf for that barbell to sit on with my upper back. Knees drive out. Now, here's that breath and that bracing. Inhale through the belly. Bam, ready to rock and roll. Right, I let go a little bit of tension there. That's okay, it's only 45 pounds. Notice how I'm creating a cylinder from the top of my head down to my hips. One of the most common faults that I'm going to see a squat is this, right? I don't have that cylinder created because I haven't tilted that pelvis forward. So I don't have that cylinder straight up and straight down. So now what's happening is I have two major joints moving at the same time, the spine and the hip, right? When it should just be the hip. So butt squeeze, pelvis is tilted forward. From here, hips go down and back, and then we stand up. Everything remains braced. I want you guys to notice my breathing patterns here. This is where you guys really struggle with weight, right? So watch my breathing here. Right? I see all sorts of crazy breathing all the time, right? The best one, my favorite one, right, is at some point somewhere, it's probably like in a Gold's Gym, maybe like Venice Beach, California, right, Muscle Beach out there. Somebody saw somebody doing this, and then they decided that they need to do that too, and it just carried on and carried on and carried on and carried on, right? When I'm coming out of the bottom of a squat, I see this. Right? You guys ever seen that? Or I'm doing a bench press. Right? Man, look at me hissing away. Right? We call that force bleed. Right? So I'm literally just losing power. Right? With every that I do, hey, there goes my PR. Right? Bye. Right? There goes my trunk. There goes my core. There goes my spinal stability. Right? Because I'm just bleeding power there. Right? So when am I supposed to breathe? When am I supposed to exhale? Coach, it's really tight. I can't breathe anymore. At the top. Right? So I execute that movement. I go through that entire range of motion. I stand up. A little bit of exhale. Re-brace. Get back down. Get back up. If you guys aren't finding yourself doing that in whatever it is you're doing, let's talk about a deadlift. Right? I'm going to get set up. Right? I can deadlift anything. What is a deadlift? It's something coming off the floor. Right? How many times have you guys heard, right? How'd you hurt yourself, man? I was moving my couch, right? I went to go pick up a freaking penny off the ground. I threw my back out, right? That was because you did thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of reps with no tension, and the body was like, I'm over it, right? This is stupid. Why are we still doing this? So I'm going to throw your back out to why? To ensure longevity, because human beings are hard to kill, right? So, yeah, you might get hurt. You can still walk, right? You can still eat. You can still use the bathroom. You can still do all of those things, but now you're hurt, right? And that's no fun. So, a deadlift. I'm going to get set up, brace. Come on down. Weight comes up. Right? Think about that. Go through a little mental accountability right now. Do I do that when I lift? Right? Who wants to admit that they don't? Right? Who doesn't go through any of those breathing patterns or sequences? Right? How many of us work out 5 times a week? 6 times a week? Right? Right? You can see where this is starting to go here. Right? So, that tension to task, right? That's the perfect application for it. I didn't need all that tension for the 45-pound bar, right? Just like you guys don't, because you're all strong in here, right? But I will need it when those weights start to get heavy, right? And I do need to have some form of tension in the movements that I'm doing, right? It just needs to be appropriate. So what we're going to do right now, if you feel comfortable with a back squat, we'll go ahead and do that, right? Otherwise, come see me. We're going to go through some goblet squats with some dumbbells, but I want to go through this entire breathing and bracing sequences while under an external stimulus. All right? Let's go ahead and take you guys through like a real simple, just kind of hip warm up, nasal breathing only, right? Of course, this is going to be super, super simple, right? We're just going to get those hips nice and warm, and then we'll get you guys under a load. All right, so spread out. Let's get a little bit of room. All right, we'll add a little bit of rotation in there through that thoracic spine, get that bad boy warmed up because we are about to load it. Let's go ahead and switch legs. Add some rotation there. We are about to load that bad boy. And we'll switch legs, do the same thing on the other side. Get those hips and those butts nice and warm. Switch legs, one more on this side. Cool, let's get some gorilla squats in. So we'll get our squat width. We'll grab those toes. We'll get a little twerk in action here. It's Saturday, it's time to twerk. Been waiting all week. Some of us have, right? Maybe some of us doing it during the week too. No judgment. Good. Getting those hips nice and warm. Keep those chests up nice and tall. Give me 3 more of those, guys. Good. Looking good. All right. I'm delegating. You're in charge over here. All right, just make sure nobody dies. Okay? All right, I'll be back over here. But for right now, all right, my CrossFitters, right? If you guys want a back squat, grab a barbell, grab a squat rack. Let's start getting some load on top of you. I want you guys going through those breathing and bracing sequences. Right, my beach fitters, come with me. We're going to the dumbbells. You guys ever seen powerlifting competitions? Powerlifters, you guys know what I'm talking about? They look big, right? They're not, right? But they have 1,000 pounds in their back, and they know how to breathe out against their belly to protect their spine. They better, right? They got 1,000 pounds in their back. So that's going to be important, right? Is I need to understand how to generate power from that belly, right? Another one of those common faults that I'm going to see is setting up for that neutral spine. So neutral spine meaning there's no flexion, there's no extension, right? There's no going this way, there's no going this way, right? So one of the most common things that I'm going to see in a squat, for example, right, is too much of this, right? So I'm completely loading that lower back system here. Well, all I simply need to do is just whoop, right, send that pelvis forward, and now everything is in a straight line, that straight cylinder from top of the head down to the hips, right? So let's just start with a, just like a super light kettlebell or a super light dumbbell, whatever you guys want, and we're gonna do the goblet squat position. So just grab it right now. We don't have to put it there yet. I'm gonna go over expectations first. Yes, ma'am.
Even though I don't officially do CrossFit, but I do back squats for track.
Yeah.
Can I try it?
Hell yeah, get in there, girl.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so let's talk about how should I look? How should I be organized in a goblet position, right? So I can apply all those same points of performance. I'm not doing a back squat, that's okay. Let's talk about like how I would set up for a dead bug. How would this look? Okay, retracted scapula, so my shoulder blades are pulled back, right? I'm gonna see this a lot. I'm stressed out, shoulders down, shoulders back, right? Let's move on downstream, down to the belly. Belly is pulled down, right? Let's move on to the butt. Butt is squeezed together, right? So that you should feel that pelvis tilt forward, right? My gaze is neutral. My feet are gonna be wherever your feet are in a squat, wherever you like them to be. Doesn't matter to me, right? As long as you're stable. From here, right? Send those hips down and back, keeping that chest up nice and tall, drive down, drive back up, right? That's how the movement should look. Now let's talk about that bracing sequence. So I'm loaded here in through the nose, out and down against the belly. Come on down, stand up, come on down, and stand up. Good. How are we feeling? Are we feeling powerful? Do we feel strong? Do we feel safe? You should, right? This is it. You guys rest. Sit them down. That's a powerful position, right? So when I'm relaxed and I'm chilling, right, I'm not generating nearly as much power as I could be, right? I'm not being nearly as safe as I could be for sure, right? So when I got that belly loaded, when I have those shoulder blades pulled down and back and that pelvis is tilted forward, right, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be in a position to produce power, right? Which is cool, right? Producing power is awesome, but most importantly, safe, right? Safest position that I can be in. Okay, all those points of performance, right? Pelvis tilted, neutral spine, right? Belly is braced and loaded. I can do whatever I want from that position, okay? Continue to play around with that stuff, guys. Remember those sequences. All right, how we doing over here? So let's go ahead and get underneath that barbell and don't do a damn thing yet. Get underneath that barbell. Should be located at the base of my traps. Don't do anything yet, right? We're not standing up yet. Should be located at the base of my trap. I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together. I'm creating that shelf. Now I'm inhaling out, brace down against that belly, Pelvis tilts forward. Now we stand up. 1 foot back, 1 foot back. Exhale just a little bit. Re-inhale. Exhale out against the belly. Now squat. Good. Small exhale. Big inhale. Down. How does this feel, guys? Rack it. How'd that feel? Did that feel powerful? Feel safe? Stable. Whoa. Big word there. Stable. Yes. Stable. Right? I have an external load on top of me. I better feel stable. Right? So, things to think about, things to consider when I'm going through movements. I can take all of those same points of performances and apply them to everything that I do here. Right? If I'm setting up for a kettlebell swing, all right? Let's all see that. Let's get a little more dynamic, right? This is a pretty static position. We'll revisit those back squats, but I want you guys to see a kettlebell swing, how that should look. So let's talk about those breathing and bracing sequences for a dynamic movement. Really easy to do when I'm under load. I have like an 18-minute clock. Cool, I'm chilling. Nobody's yelling at me yet, right? Now, heart rate's going. 3, 2, 1, go. Right, I got a bunch of Russian kettlebell swings I got to do, maybe some burpees, maybe a little bit of running. Heart rate's definitely getting up. Still got to keep that nasal breathing in, right? That's my job. Still got to keep that belly brace. That's my job. So before I get set up, before I get organized, right? Remember I said this stuff takes time. It slows you down. That's okay, right? We're getting set up. 88-pound kettlebell, not 126-pound kettlebell. So I don't need a whole heck of a lot of tension here, but I definitely do need some tension. So inhale through the nose. Out against the belly. I'm relax a little bit, but I'm still braced here. Come on, pick it up. Let's go ahead and pay attention to that breathing. All right, so what do you guys think about that? Right? Mouth never opened up. I was bracing at the top there. Right? Staying pretty chill, staying pretty relaxed there. Belly was still braced, right? Notice that butt was squeezed, so I still had that pelvis tilted forward, right? Quads were locked out. Spine was neutral. Shoulder blades were down and back. Those exact same points of performance you guys just saw in the back squat. You also saw it in the dead bug. Universal applications. So start thinking about how I can apply all of these fundamentals to every single thing that I do in this gym. Belly brace, neutral spine, externally rotated shoulders, nasal breathing, dorsiflexed ankles, right? All that good stuff. That's a much more dynamic version of it, right? What questions do we have so far? I know we got some. There's no such thing as a dumb question, guys.
Were you breathing every single time?
Yes.
On the up?
Yep. So, with the nasal breathing, you want to have a higher turnover, right? Just because it'd be a little bit less stressful the more turnover I can get there.
Do you breathe out on the negative then?
Yes, on the eccentric portion. Yes, that's a great question, right? Am I breathing out on the negative? Yes, when I'm bringing it back down, right? So it'd be kind of the opposite on the squat. Right, well, consider what's happening here. Kettlebell swing, I'm really under load right here, right? So that's when I need that bracing system, right? I can relax a little bit more down here. Brace, a little bit relax, brace. With a squat, I'm bracing as I'm coming down, stand all the way back up, then I'm gonna relax a little bit. Questions? No questions, huh?
We're inhaling, we're pushing our stomach muscles out.
Out.
Okay.
Remember when you guys were lying on the floor and that belly rose first, ideally, right? If I was diaphragm breathing, belly rises first, right? Not the chest, right? That's what we most often see, is that chest rising first.
I'm not sure that you should feel the air going in. So when you, like, I tend to just squeeze.
Okay, woo!
Yeah.
Good one, right? That's what I'm gonna see a lot of. Athletes with the best intentions in the world. Coach, I'm bracing really, I'm gonna squeeze it really, really hard, right? But we're not generating any power, our spine is not in a safe position, right? We're actually in extension there, right? You have all the best intentions in the world, right? You think you're squeezing and protecting the spine, but you're actually moving in the opposite direction of where we want you to go. So whereas that belly we want you to go this way, right? As I'm breathing out against the belly, right, to generate that power, right? If we're going back this way, not doing anything. That's more chest, not diaphragm, right? So that diaphragm is gonna be located here. When it's loaded, it's out and driving and generating tension to protect the spine, right? Chest isn't really doing anything. Chest doesn't care about your spine. Yeah. So what were the issues we had? Holds breath, right? So holds breath, that's just gonna have to be something you need to be consciously aware of. I hold my breath during a workout. Okay, exhale, right? Out through the nose. All right, L4, L5, right? Tension is going to be your best friend. Strength is going to be your best friend. How can I get stronger, right? If I have an L4, L5 issue, movement quality, right? Slowing the heck down. Lower back pain, tension, movement quality, slowing the heck down, right? What else we got? Mouth breather, right? So my mouth breathers, we should learn a little something today. It's going to be hard to nasal breathe. When can I start applying this stuff? In your warm-ups, right? Warm-ups are typically a low-stress environment. We will put the heart rate up slightly. We'll elevate the heart rate through a jog, through a bike, through a ski, no push-up burpees, whatever the case might be. But I should be able to nasal breathe through those entire situations, okay? Try taking a cold shower, sticking your head underneath the water while nasal breathing. All right, it's going to be extremely uncomfortable, extremely, right? You might last for a second, okay? Come back out, calm down a little bit, and then re-attack. All right, recognize up here that you're not under attack. Nobody's choking you. It feels like it. You're not dying. It feels like it, right? It's highly uncomfortable, but recognize that you are not. So get back underneath that water. Maybe it's 1.5 seconds this time, and then 2 seconds, right? And eventually that stuff starts to build up. I do not expect you guys to go out and set this world on fire with awesome bracing techniques and awesome nasal breathing techniques. What I want you guys to take away from here is this knowledge to be able to apply it every single day a little bit better than the next day, right? And that's everything that we do in here, right? Your clean was not very good when you started here. Your snatch was not very good, all right? But you got better, a little bit better every single day, right? With your lungs, your lung capacity, your fitness, that was your job. You got better every single day. You followed the programming. You did what the coaches told you to do. All right, it's the exact same thing here, okay? You sure we don't have any questions? Yes?
So in endurance sports, for running, how would you contrast racing versus running rhythmically as you breathe?
Really good question. So anybody here lower back pain ever flare up during running? Yeah? All right, probably run like this, okay? So you probably run with a little bit overextension, all right? That's a super, super common thing that I'm gonna see. One, from the impact. Two, because I run a little bit too tall. I have really good intentions here. I'm trying to have really good posture, right? But that belly should be down and I should have some tension, right? My abs are sore every single day. We don't do ab work every single day. But because I'm generating tension every single day to protect my spine, my abs are a little bit sore every single day. Right? Ask yourself, why aren't your abs sore every single day? all right? Especially, right, if it's a beach fit day and I got a 12-minute clock to establish something heavy, right? If it's a CrossFit day, I got an 18-minute clock to hit something heavy. Why aren't my abs sore the next day, right? Was I doing my job? Probably not, okay? Question?
You said nasal breathing can help bring your heart rate down. So if your heart rate is racing in an AMRAP, focus on nasal breathing.
Focus, yeah. You slow down a little bit, right? I do it all the time. I get my butt kicked every single day here, right, in these workouts, okay? So at some point, I'm going to need to reestablish myself. Right? Remember, I'm not actually in a dogfight, right? I'm just exercising, right? So that nasal breathing helps you reestablish that, keeps you in the moment. Where are you? You're in a gym, right? You're in a safe space. You're just here to work out and have fun with your friends, right? It should not feel like you're in a fight, okay? Somebody asked me last time we did this what my favorite core exercises were. Dead bug. There's like 15 variations of the dead bug that you can do. Legs moving, arms moving, banded, kettlebells, barbells, humans, right? All sorts of different things you can do with the dead bug. I like banded stuff where you're not moving. So like we do like pow-off presses in here, where that band will be right here, and we're doing them this week in Beach Fit, watch out, right? Where you're just doing this, and that band's trying to pull you over here, and I'm trying to fight that, right? That's the job of the core, is to prevent movement, okay? But the dead bug, Gabe, come here. Gabe loves to demo. Lie on the floor. So if you guys haven't taken this away yet, I'm gonna hammer it home again. Why the dead bug is so freaking powerful, right? I've been coaching this thing since day one as a coach because I recognize its value. Legs up. Good, all the way up at 90 degrees. Good, we're gonna spread those hips just a little bit. Hips are gonna be slightly internally rotated. Ankles are gonna be dorsiflexed. Safest position for my ankles to be in, dorsiflexion, right? Plantar flexion. This is my Ferrari, go with me. This is my Ferrari, right, with the emergency brake on, right? Useless, right? This is my Ferrari third gear, right, getting on the highway, okay? Ankles are in dorsiflexion. All right, good, lock out those quads for me. There we go, good. All right, we'll revisit the trunk, but for right now, go to arms straight out ahead of you. Okay, Gabe, it's a fascinating observation, right? Gabe will go straight to internally rotated shoulders. So I can safely assume, because in a safe, unloaded position, no stress here, that he goes straight into internal rotation. Guess what he's gonna do with a barbell in his hands? He's gonna go into internal rotation. Right? Safest position for those shoulders to be are in external rotation, so those thumbs are up, right? So this is neutral. It's also externally rotated if I really get those thumbs up. But that's immediate telltale sign right there. Are my thumbs up or are they down? Right? If the thumbs are down, I'm internally rotated, okay? So shoulder blades squeeze together. We call that a retracted scapula, all right? So we're creating that shelf for that barbell or whatever it is to sit on. His chin is tucked. Real nice job. All right, one most common fault that I'm gonna see in a deadlift when they go to set up, this guy right here, right? Hey, tuck your chin. There it is, right? Neutral spine. Okay, good. Now we wanna challenge this position, and we wanna create that neutral spine. So Gabe's gonna big inhale through his nose, out against the belly. Really good job. That was awesome. His lower back is flat. It's crushing my hand. I cannot slide my hand underneath there. Neutral spine, dorsiflexed ankles, externally rotated shoulders, chin is tucked, spine is neutral. Doesn't matter what I throw at him, rest. Doesn't matter what I throw, good job. Doesn't matter what round of applause for Gabe, right? Doesn't matter what I throw at him in that position. He's safe. Does not freaking matter. Snatch, Gabe, cool. Clean, Gabe, cool. Bench press, cool. Go run, cool. I can do all of those things safely and forever, right? I might need to work on my technique, like the small, little stuff, but if I can maintain a neutral spine, externally rotated shoulders, dorsiflexed ankles, right? All those good things. Belly is braced. Whatever I throw at you guys, whatever Austin throws at you guys, whatever Zach is going to throw at you guys, y'all can do safely. All right? Any other questions before I let you guys loose? No, we good? If you guys want to continue to hang out and build some more weight on the squats, you may certainly do so. I ain't got nothing going on. Right? Otherwise, you guys are free to go. All right, good job today. Well done.